Ladies and gentlemen, we promised you a treat, and a treat we've got for you right here. I'm gathered here by some of Pennsylvania's Hunt Cups experts extraordinaire. Everyone in this group, apart from myself, has ridden in the race. Everybody to my right has won it multiple times. And let me introduce you. Just to my left here, we've Sanna Nielsen. Right next to me, we've Paddy Nielsen. And just on Paddy's right, we've Anne Moran. Of course, Anne, a big part of the Pennsylvania Hunt Cup happening today. And the lad to my left, who you know very well, is Willie Mack. We're going to have a little chat basically about the history of the Pennsylvania Hunt Cup, the hunting that goes on around here, and the connection between the Pennsylvania Hunt Cup and the hunting. But I want to start with you, Paddy, because we talk about history and we talk about why the race is the way it is today. But this race started in 1921 and it's made it all the way here as a massively successful event. What can you tell us about it?
Well, it started in 1921 by a bunch of sportsmen who lived in the White Marsh, Plymouth meeting area, which is just southeast of the Pennsylvania Turnpike, between Chestnut Hill and the Pennsylvania Turnpike. But they ran there from 21 to 1948, then it lay fallow from 48 to 1964, and then it was restarted up by a group of really young amateur riders, to include Barclay Tagg, who later went on to win the Kentucky Derby, and he was a very successful steeplechase jockey. And Russell Jones and Richie Jones and Marshall Jenney and me and Jock and Buzzy Hannum were a bunch of people that got fired up about the timber race again. It was such a good race to have it live fallow. So it started in 64 and it's been run here ever since. Very exciting. And
it's massive. And of course, you talk about passing it on to people that are excited and just over your right shoulder. And of course, you're one of the drivers of it right now.
Well, my husband, Michael and I, now we took it on maybe about 10 years ago. We were lucky enough to have the opportunity to buy the property here. Mr. and Mrs. Choate, who owned it, when it was first started, brought back here in 64, both of them passed away, and we got the opportunity to buy it, and you know, Michael and I were thrilled to be able to keep it going. Yeah, it's definitely a chore every year, but it's a one that we love to do. We're also lucky enough to have other neighbours, right? Gene Weymouth. Gene probably won it himself too, didn't he?
Years ago.
Yeah, yep. Gene and Cindy. So with the course, actually, as you know, goes around on their property too. But there's a lot of history here, and
it's magic. I mean, speaking of the history, you guys have won it multiple times. Sana, I don't mean to bring it up. You didn't win it. You were second, though.
I was second.
But it is the link between the fox hunting and the timber racing, and this is my first time at the venue today, and what I noticed was how similar to an actual trail of hunting the course looked today.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, this is a very challenging course. You'll see a lot of horses, they get found out if they're a little bit green or a little bit guessy. It'll get the best of them. But you can bring a really good horse here and have a heck of a lot of fun.
And you educate a lot of your horses around here.
I do. Yeah, I do. I take the field on them. I for my whole training career have fox hunted them. And just love it. And I think it's the best way to make a timber horse, for sure.
And of course, Willie and I, we were speaking earlier about how horses get educated, and not only is this a second, but a third and a fourth career here today because we see so much going on.
For sure, yeah. A lot of these horses, you see a lot of well-bred horses here today, and they were not destined from the start to get here. But it's nice that they have another outlet. They have another job that they can do.
Okay, Willie, you've ridden it most recently. You've actually ridden a couple of horses that are in the big race today. What do you think from a jockey's perspective, having ridden all over the world, England and Ireland and everything, the Pennsylvania Hunt Cup presents a unique challenge?
Unique challenge, Kevin. I mean, we talked about it earlier. Definite test of stamina is 4 miles, a bit of softer ground today, and the fences are quite big. Interesting thing we touched on earlier was, a lot of the trainers that have runners here today do hunt in this area, and we did note that, when you go to certain timber tracks like Pennsylvania here, would you be jumping a similar sort of fence out hunting? We noted that. Bruce Fenwick obviously trains and trained the winner earlier, and he trains on the Maryland Hunt Cup course, of course, and he won the first race, and his horse was well able to jump those fences. So you am I correct in saying that you're jumping a similar sort of fence?
Absolutely, definitely. I mean, when we're out, we definitely find plenty of posts and rails, plenty of big area things to take on out hunting, particularly up here. I think more than some areas, but we we'll challenge them plenty out hunting.
And it's a great education for the young
Great
horses. I mean,
education.
you're not putting them under pressure. You're enjoying your days hunting, and
Yeah.
you're getting those big fences in at the same time without maybe even noticing.
And the
it.
fitness, that goes along with that. If you're on their back for 4 hours, you're getting them pretty darn fit by the end of the day. By the end of the hunting season, you get to March, when you're getting ready to race them, you kind of lock them up for a little bit and give them a little break, a couple of weeks rest, and off you go.
And
You don't have to do a whole lot more.
Of course, we're surrounded here by some of the greats of the game here in the US steeplechasing. I believe all these people are still very involved in the local Cheshire hunt here. Huge hint. And I was out there last week actually watching, and I seen Paddy. You were going pretty strong on a fine big horse there out hunting last week.
Oh yes, yeah. Well, I think that's one of the interesting things about the Pennsylvania Hunt Cup and timber racing in general is that because it's a logical extension of fox hunting, so much of the open space in this area and the open space in Maryland, the open space in Virginia, is the result of the efforts of fox hunters who've put vast tracts of land under permanent easement, which is terrific. Tragically, they were not able to hugely develop at this point in time. There's very little open space left up there, so those people had to leave or close down the races because there was no more fox hunting. No more fox hunting, no more racing. So it's very important, I think, as far as particularly timber racing, but generally steeplechasing, that it's an extension, and that extension to fox hunting is maintained. In Ireland, the Irish National Hunt, in England, the National Hunt is a very important word over there.
It's massive, really, because of course horses were bred to run and jump. Horses were bred to cross country, and they absolutely love doing it. And I mean, that's very key. And oftentimes it's looked over that the permanent conservation easement means if we come back here in 5 and 6 generations, which we probably won't make it back in 5 or 6 generations, but this place is going to look the very same.
Yeah, it will be the same. Yeah, we can hope. And it's I think it's something that really steeplechasing should be very proud of, is that it is the result, this open space is a result of the efforts of a lot of people, which is terrific. On either side of the Atlantic, I might
Absolutely.
add. That Irish racing and English racing is still tied like a hawser to fox hunting, which is wonderful. It's a great
Absolutely.
sport.
And I mean, now, talking about the racing, the horses are now starting to come into the paddock. I need to ask you, the best one you rode and the best one you trained around here?
I'd say the best horse that I rode around here was a little horse called Half a Day, barely 15-1, but he won 13 recognized races. He was a great horse. And the best one I trained here was probably Sam Son of a Gun, he's notably won the Manor 4.
Incredible.
Yeah,
incredible.
Good horse.
And what about you, Anne? Of course, you've won it 3 times.
Well, I have to say Buck Jakes, I won twice on him. But I also have to say Tom Miller, an Irish bred horse that Ted Walsh trained, and we brought him over here and he won it his first year here. So that was
would you
pretty
tell me,
exciting.
do you think history has looked kindly on the course? Were the fences bigger back then?
Oh no, I think I think they were way bigger then. Yeah. No. Listen. We measure the fences every year. They are exactly what they're supposed to be. I promise you.
They were much bigger in my day, Anne. They were much bigger in my day. But of course, I was looking down through the records, and Charlie Fenwick, again, we've spoken about Charlie before. Charlie nearly won it 6 times. Of course, he just got beat. Now I'm blaming him for it, that he just got beat.
Yes.
But there's been some incredible horses across the country here, and some incredible riders and great history have been across here. As we look, I suppose, to a new chapter in the Pennsylvania Hunt Cup with today's horses that are running. I think we've 5 going to post. Is that right, Willie? We've 5 going to post.
Yes, 5 going to post for this, Kevin.
That's right. The horses are in the paddock, of course, guys. We're going to keep you around because we're going to use your expertise on what's coming up. There is a change of rider that Darren Nagel takes over on Ebonor, the 5 horse here, because Gustal, although perfectly healthy, is a little bit sore after his fall this morning.
Yeah.
Willie, I'm going to go to you for Where's the Beef, because he's a horse you've a great affection for. He's again the mount of Mark Beecher. Probably get a great chance here. Won at Siobhan Downs, then came back and won at Far Hills recently. This would culminate a hell of a fall season for him.
Yeah, Kevin, horse is coming in here with a lot of confidence, and of course he's got the services of Mark Beecher looking for a treble today. He's had a very nice win at Far Hills, very impressed with that. Obviously he's going to go a lot further today, over 4 miles, softer ground.
Yeah.
So it'll be an interesting race to see how it plays out.
Absolutely, and of course I go right back to you because you've ridden Hot Rise to win an international Gold Cup, trained by Russell Haynes, owned by Holston Hall, Sean McDermott in the plate. Would this track suit him, do you think?
It would suit him very much so, and if the old Hot Rise showed up, he could do anything here today. Jumps very well, very good over a big fence, likes the soft ground, and if Russell Haynes has him back to anywhere near his best, he'd be putting up a good show today.
And Santa Cornhusker's the number 3. Alicia Murphy, a compatriot of yours, a female trainer, a hell of a trainer over timber.
Yeah, great trainer.
Although Mark Beecher's won on Cornhusker before, he won't be lacking from Kieran Norris today.
No, he won't be lacking. He'll be fine with Kieran Norris.
And from what you know of Cornhusker, what do you think of today? Would it suit him?
I think it'll suit him well enough. I think, to be truthful, I prefer Where's the Beef for Ebenor, but I have all the respect in the world for Alicia. She knows how to get him right, and she'll have him ready.
But she wouldn't be here just for the goodness
No,
of her
she
help.
wouldn't.
But I must ask you, as a trainer, I'll ask you too, Paddy. Where's the Beef? He's had a busy kind of a fall. Would it worry you coming here today?
You know, I think Ivan does a great job, and I think that if Ivan had any doubts in his mind that he was getting a little over the top, he wouldn't have brought him here. He could have easily put him away.
Of course, Anna, that's interesting. We mentioned there because we just talked briefly there about horses hunting in local countryside.
Yeah.
Ivan trains right down here and
does,
hunts with the Cheshire Hunt. So, Where's the Beef? Would he have jumped some similar fences to
he
these?
was out he hasn't been out this fall, but he was out all last year hunting with us, and so
He'll
definitely
be coming in here with some experience then today.
Oh yeah, he'll have plenty of experience. And he looks like he's figured his jumping out nicely. You know, he's a big dude, but he's ironed it out.
Yeah, and I know we've talked about, we've lamented Mark Beecher all afternoon, but the fact was you pointed out at Siobhan Downs that he had actually gotten off another horse to ride Where's the Beef, so he's a hell of a judge as well, and he probably could have ridden as many of these as he wanted to. But Paddy, Sumo Power, the 4 horse, he was entered in the second race. Joe Davies, a hell of a timber trainer as well, a winner of multiple Hunt Cups.
Well, my feeling about Sumo Powers, I'm not sure that he's done as much, certainly, as Where's the Beef, as the other horses done.
He long to say, but Joe Davies has gotten the genie out of the bottle before a number of different occasions, so he'll get a good ride, and if he handles the course and likes the ground, I think he can run very well.
And of course, Ebenauer makes up the field. Ebenauer was Timber Horse of the Year last year, comes in here today. Nobody would be surprised. He hasn't won as many races as we might have thought coming into the year, but nobody would be surprised if he was to put his neck in front. And I must ask you, out of the 5 horses, again, it's only a small field, but hell of a competitive field. If there was one you could come back and try and win your 4th Pennsylvania Hunt Cup, who'd you think you'd be getting on?
I'd have to pick the hometown favourite now here today with Ivan. Ivan was huntsman here for years, and Stan and I have worked with him for many years. He's a great young man. He's taken on his first year training, and this would be amazing for him if he could pull this off. So I got to go with Where's the Beef.
And if you could give any advice to any of the riders coming out here that haven't won the race, what would you tell them to ride it a little bit different than maybe they have in the past?
Don't ask for the big one.
Take what you get from one side to the other, isn't that right?
Take your time.
Well, listen, guys, thank you very, very much for joining us. It was fabulous to talk to you, talk a little bit about, as I said, the local experts. It's a magical day here at the Pennsylvania Hunt Cup. It has more than just horse racing. It's great to the community. It gives back wonderful resources back to the Cheshire Food Bank. Of course, you were talking about the permanent conservation easement here, the future of steeplechase racing, the future of fox hunting, the careers for horses, and the entertainment that just goes on. So it's absolutely fabulous to be joined by you guys who are part and parcel of what is the Pennsylvania Hunt Cup. Of course, myself are after to be here to do what we do, and of course the riders are just about to get on the horses now, so we'll say with about 5 minutes left before the start of the big race this afternoon, we'll talk to you right afterwards. Best of luck to everybody involved.
You good? Well done.
Number 3 is our Modest Stables Cornhusker, trained by Alicia Murphy and ridden by Karen Norris. Number 4 is Blythe Miller Davies and Charles Noel Sumo Power, trained by
Joined by William Dowling here. We're just going to, or William Dowling rather, Willie Mack. But we're just about to go through the card here, ladies and gentlemen, for the big race. Willie, the number 1.
Number 1 is Where's the Beef? Welcome Here Farm, locally owned and trained also by Ivan Dowling here, and is ridden by Mark Beecher.
Number 2, Hot Rise, trained by Russell Haynes, owned by Halson Hall, and ridden by Sean McDermott.
Number 3 is Armada Stables, Cornhusker, ridden by Alicia Murphy, and trained by Alicia Murphy and ridden by Kieran Norris, former champion.
Number 4 is Sumo Power, trained by Joe Davies, owned by his wife Blythe Miller Davis and Charlie Noel. Graham Waters in the plate.
Number 5 is Irv Naylor's Ebenor, trained by Cyril Murphy, and Gus Dahl is replaced by Darren Nagel here.
Wonderful figure going to post for the big race of the afternoon. 5 horses in total. Willie, have your pick of them?
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, I'm going to have to go for Where's the Beef. The horse is coming in here with a lot of confidence off 2 nice wins. He won at Shawan earlier in the autumn and had a nice win at Far Hills in the big stake timber race up there. I can't really look past him. You know, if Hot Rise shows up, I mean, to what he was before, he'll be thereabouts. He'll like the soft ground. He likes the big fences. Cornhusker for me. I mean, I know Alicia's going to have him spot on here for today, but for me, I think he wants a maybe firmer ground. He won down in Nashville during the spring, and of course that's quicker ground down there. But yeah, I mean, my heart is telling me Where's the Beef, and I like the way he's coming into the race.
Well, you'd have to, and I think the way the day has gone, we'd be silly to look past whatever markers have to taken. But if any horse was to come and challenge him for class and the ability to jump timber around the countryside, it'd have to be the number 5 Ebenor, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Ebenor Kevin, of course, is a class horse over timber, Gold Cup winner last year. I have to admit, I've been disappointed with him this autumn. You know, he just kind of hasn't shown what he did show last year. And Cyril Murphy is a good man. He can get him turned around, and if he can get him turned around for today, I mean, he's going to be very tough in that sort of a field. He probably would like the softer ground. Maybe hasn't had that yet, and it'll just be interesting. But I've got a lot of confidence in Where's the Beef here, Kevin.
Okay, super stuff, ladies and gentlemen. They're circling down around the start, just getting ready to kick off for the 83rd running of the Pennsylvania Hunt Cup. Willie Dowling, or Willie, I keep calling you Willie Dowling. He's on my Willie Mack chooses Where's the Beef is his pick. $35,000 on offer. Tune in, don't miss a thing, and we'll catch up with you right after.
There is a Ford SUV parked at the last fence. This vehicle has to be removed from the course. Good boy. Good job. The field is now at the start. Chris Daney will line them up shortly, and they'll be off and run. The flag is up. The field is lining up across the course. The flag is up. They're all in line. There they go in the Pennsylvania Hunt Cup. Where's the Beef goes to the lead at once. Hot Rise races in second place with Sumo Power in third, followed by Evanauer and Cornhusker as they head towards the first of 22 fences. Where's the Beef and Mark Beecher setting the pace. Hot Rise follows in second place with Sumo Power, driving back with his Cornhusker take up as they gallop up towards the third fence. Where's the Beef is followed by Hot Rise, Sumo Power on the outside of Cornhusker, and Evanauer completes the field in the early stages of the 4-mile Pennsylvania Hunt Cup. Where's the Beef and Mark Beecher are setting the pace. They've got about an 8-length lead. At the fence, Where's the Beef on top by about 3.5 lengths. Hot Rise and Sean McDermott follow in second place with Cornhusker in third. Evanauer and Sumo Power race as a team at the rear of the field, but everybody's within striking distance as they've got a long, long ways to go. Where's the Beef went to the lead at once. He still maintains the advantage. Hot Rise follows in second place. Where's the Beef on top. Hot Rise racing in second. Cornhusker on the outside. Evanauer on the inside with Sumo Power racing in fifth with Evanauer alongside. But it's only about 4 or 5 lengths front to back in this field that's led by Where's the Beef. Mark Beecher and Where's the Beef on top as they go out of sight behind the house. Where's the Beef went to the lead at once. Is still on top as they come back into view. Hot Rise follows in second place. Cornhusker and Karen Norris racing towards the next fence. In third place is Sumo Power in fourth, and Evanauer content to let the others set the pace. Where's the Beef is the pace setter. Hot Rise follows in second place. Cornhusker in the red silks in third with Sumo Power and Graham Waters on the outside in fourth. Evanauer right alongside. They race towards us. The first of 2 times to go around. Where's the Beef has dictated the pace from the beginning. Hot Rise and Sean McDermott stalking him from second place with Cornhusker on the inside in third. Sumo Power is there also, as is Evanauer. Tightly bunched as they head towards the next fence. Where's the Beef and Mark Beecher jumping with the lead. Hot Rise racing in second place. Cornhusker in third as they gallop up the hill towards the A pace. Hot Rise closest to him in second. At the fence, Where's the Beef there also. Over the next one, Where's the Beef and Mark Beecher now on top by maybe about 2.5 lengths. Cornhusker taking over second place with Hot Rise on the outside in third. They gallop up the hill. Where's the Beef setting the in third with Evanauer and Darren Nagel taking over fourth place, and Sumo Power and Graham Waters completing the field as they go out of sight. Where's the Beef has the lead. Where's the Beef has the lead. Cornhusker follows in second place with Hot Rise right alongside. Evanauer on the inside of Sumo Power. It's only about 4.5 to 5 lengths front to back. Where's the Beef has led throughout. Hot Rise moving up alongside him at the fence with Cornhusker jumping in third. Sumo Power on the outside in fourth, and Evanauer completing the field. Tightly bunched field, galloping towards the next fence. Where's the Beef with Hot Rise jumping in second place. Cornhusker in third. Evanauer has taken over fourth place as Sumo Power has dropped back to fifth, but only about 7 or 8 lengths off the lead. Where's the Beef has led from the beginning, still maintains about a 3-length advantage over Hot Rise and Cornhusker on the inside. Evan Hours there also, and Sumo Power. Heading towards and over the 13th fence. Where's the Beef is the one to catch. Hot Rise races closest to him on the outside. And moving up on the inside is Cornhusker and Karen North, vying for second with Evanar sitting right behind those three. And Sumo Power has moved up alongside Evanar. They race away from us with Where's the Beef on top. Hot Rise in the red, Silks on the outside, Cornhusker on the inside as they head towards and over the next fence. Where's the Beef? Cornhusker has taken over second place, but Hot Rise is coming back a bit on the outside to take over third. Ebenar sitting right behind those three, racing in fourth place, and Sumo Power in fifth. Where's the Beef had the lead when they went out of on top by 3.5 to 4 lengths as they race towards the next fence. Hot Rise regaining second place with Cornhusker right off of him in third. Ebenar and Darren Nagel with a good spot on the inside in fourth, and Sumo Power and Graham Waters have come back again on the outside to join Ebenar. Racing towards us, Where's the Beef and Mark Beecher, where they've been from the drop of the flag. Where's the Beef are completing Mark Beecher with the lead as they race out of our view right now. Where's the Beef has led from the beginning. Corn Evans, Where's the Beef, Ebenar, Cornhusker right alongside, racing towards the next fence. Where's the Beef on top. Ebenar plays. Cornhusker loses some ground there, but he's coming back in third place. Hot Rise and Sumo Power is dropping out of it. The race is on in and last year's winner, by a length and a half, and Hot Rise is going well in third with Cornhusker racing in fourth place. When they went out of sight, Where's the Beef had the lead. When they come back into view, they'll only have 2 more fences to clear. Where's the Beef on outside. And Darren Nagel have gone to the lead. Heading towards the last fence with the lead. Hot Rise in second at the fence, setting and sailing over that one. Ebenar is all alone as he races towards the finish line. It's Ebenar and Darren Nagel back-to-back wins in the Pennsylvania Hunt Cup. The running time, 9 minutes, 20 seconds. The unofficial order of finish. Number 5, Ebenar was your winner. Number 2, Hot Rise was second. Number 3, 1 was third. And number 3, Cornhusker was fourth. The 2-horse, we have had a claim of foul. The 2-horse, Hot Rise against the winner. This is not official. There has been a claim of foul.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here now just to review an exceptional Pennsylvania Hunt Cup. The result is not official. There has been a claim of foul from the second horse on the winner. But Willie, let's not jump the gun here, but that could have been Darren Nagle's 100th winner of his career and massive in the Jockeys Championship today. But Ebenauer was absolute class there. Regardless of the official result, he was absolute class.
Yeah, we said beforehand, Kevin. I mean, if he showed up to his best form,
if
Sir Murphy could get him turned around, he'd be hard horse to beat in this race today. And yes, he was very impressive. Darren gave him a great ride. Fair play to Sir Murphy, got him turned around for the race today, and a great win for a big steeplechase owner, Orbanello.
Absolutely. I mean, they turned in from the second last. They were in the three best horses in the race. Where's the Beef, Ebenauer and Hot Rise were the three of them were really taking it to them. But I mean, from the last to the line, Ebenauer really stretched clear and was a very comfortable winner in the end.
He was, he was a class horse on the flat when he was younger, so he had that turn of speed after the last jump there, Kevin. But Hot Rise, I thought, ran a great race in second. He's an old-timer. Good on Russell Haynes there. He got him back to somewhat near his best there. We did say beforehand that he would like to test his stamina, and that showed there today. And of course, we do have a claim of foul here now, Kevin, so we can't obviously give the results just yet. But just one thing I wanted to mention there, Kevin, watching that race, the overhead camera shot. Just wanted to talk a little bit about it while we're waiting for the full result to come in.
Jack Hardaway driving
those camera shots down the back there, seeing the horses go out into the country, and you see the colours of the autumn season here in Pennsylvania, those red trees, and you have that camera and the horses running in the countryside. It's an absolute beautiful shot, Kevin. What did you think of it yourself?
Actually, listen, I mean, the technology that's available now, and to be the ability, we're the lucky ones. We have the ability now to bring this kind of stuff to the masses that are watching, but to be here and to embrace it, and like you said, the drone shot down the back there with Jack driving just suddenly gives us a different view that maybe we've never seen before. And to watch them top class horses going across the country, jumping these big fences, and then to use that drone to bring it all to us, and like you said, it's absolutely exceptional. And another aspect of that, really, with this claim of foul that's just been mentioned, that's only going to help the stewards because they've yet another angle to review whatever happened there. Now, I didn't pick up a whole lot in the race myself there where the claim of foul was, but of course it is the biggest jump race in Pennsylvania this year, so they're going to have to go through every detail to see. Did that jump out to you, Willie, that there might have been a claim of foul there somewhere?
To be quite honest with you, Kevin, I mean, I wouldn't like to say no, but I obviously thought Ebenauer wouldn't going away, so I mean that has to mean something to me. But again, I mean, we'll have to hear what the stewards say. They'll have a different look at it. They'll have different angles to look at, and like I said, hopefully that overhead shot can be very valuable. And of course, we have Will O'Keefe here talking in the background, saying that he's announcing here to the public that there has been a claim of foul, and so the stewards now will take a look at that, interview both riders, and make a decision on the claim of foul at that point. Then.
So what happens, Willie? We'll say from when the claim of foul came from Sean McDermott on the winner, Darren Nagle. So what is the process?
So like I said, Kevin, there's a couple of different camera angles the stewards would have to review, watch and interview the riders, obviously both riders first, and understand where the claim of foul is or where it has taken place, and then after interviewing both riders and watching the different camera angles, they'll have to then make a decision on whether the interference, or if there was interference, was detrimental to the horse that was second or third or wherever they finished in claim foul.
So would that be up to the rider, or would that be up to the stewards to actually call that claim of foul originally?
I think it has to come from the rider. At the racetracks, we have to claim foul with the actual, while we're still on the racetrack, with the outrider, we'd have to make claim a foul out there, and then it would be the word would be put to the stewards, and they'll be preparing that while the riders are riding the horses back to the winners enclosure.
And of course, Willie, that's not the same as what we'd be thinking, maybe telling tales in school. A claim of foul is very much a fairness-based system that these riders are trying their hardest for their trainers and for their owners. They're employed to do that, and they're simply just asking that the rules and the review of the race go according to plan. And if there was a chance that maybe they could have achieved a better result, that's the reason they call foul. It's never anything personal in these kind of things.
No, Kevin. I mean, at the end of the day, we're running here for a prestigious prize here, the Pennsylvania Hunt Cup. We're running for $35,000. So I mean, everything has to be 100% and be above board. And if Sean McDermott felt that he was impeded, at a later stage in the race or at any stage of the race, and felt that was the cost of him winning and losing the race, then he would go and claim foul.
And of course, unfortunately, Darren may have stumbled across his 100th win of his season, and I say stumbled because he can't quite enjoy it from the moment he gets off the horse's back to when he gets into the weight attempt. But like you said, I think Stevie Wonder would see that the best horse won on the day. So the hope is Darren would be able to enjoy his 100th winner, and that's a hell of an achievement for a young rider like Darren to get to that 100 mark, doing what he's done. And amazingly, he's got to 100 winners without being champion jockey yet.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's a huge moment we're experiencing here. The stewards are taking their time looking at this now, and this could be the winning and losing of a championship also for Darren Nagle. I mean, their decision on this, taking that winner off him or letting them have it, could mean a championship.
Absolutely. So Sean McDermott was the second.
It's a huge moment here now that we're waiting for the result. The crowd has gone very quiet here at the moment, Kevin. They're waiting for that result to come in. Will O'Keefe is holding his microphone upstairs here. He's getting ready to hopefully give us a result here fairly soon. But it's a huge moment here now, and it could be depending on 2017 for Darren Nagle's championship. Incredible stuff here, and I'm delighted to be able to bring you these scenes. But really, for people that have never been in a stewards' inquiry, and not suggesting you've been in too many, but I'm sure you've been in a couple, is it a case of being able to sell your case, or is it just an evidence-based kind of a thing that goes on up there with the stewards? It's I mean, you have to obviously make it very, explain it as best you can what the interference was, at what point of the race it happened, and you have to say that that I would have won that race if that didn't happen, and that's why I'm claiming foul. So I mean, this is the stewards' decision. Then after there's a group of 4 or 5 stewards here. I should just see they're talking to some of the riders here at the moment, and they'll make a group decision to whether it was the winning and losing the race.
Amazingly tense scenes, but let's look back to a little bit on the race. Willie, where's the beef? Of course, the emotional and local selection here finished third, ran a very credible race. Would it be a case of end of a long season, end of a hard season, or maybe just outclassed on the day? What was your initial thoughts on that?
I was very happy with him, Kevin. I thought he jumped very well. These are the biggest fences he's jumped. He made a mistake mid-race actually, and quite a bad mistake, and it was just interesting to see how Mark was able to keep his confidence. I mean, the horse could have totally lost his confidence at that point in the race, and you've still got a long way to go, so that was very important, that Mark got his confidence back ASAP, and I see the horse did jump well after that. It's probably the end of a long season, Kevin. He's had a couple of wins. He was ready early in the autumn, but I mean, he was, what we can't forget here is he's running against these very, very seasoned steeplechase timber horses here. He's a maiden winner here just a few weeks ago, so I think what he has achieved today was quite admirable. Going 4 miles, completing the course over a big fence, and we're looking forward to seeing what he can do, because he's got a few years left. Of course,
he won the other week at Far Hills, the allowance race at Far Hills, which would probably reflect a Gold Cup course a little more than it would a Hunt Cup course. The difference being the Gold Cup is sharper, quicker, oftentimes on quicker ground, less undulating. Maybe he might shape into more of a Gold Cup horse, and of course, a horse that didn't run today, Doxy Boo, trained by Jack Fisher, has come on this year, and there could be a real a to and fro in the Gold Cup ranks next year. If all goes to plan in the spring, we could have a Where's the Beef versus Doxy Boo, and of course you've ridden both of those. It'll be very interesting to see for timber racing next spring.
Very exciting, Kevin. We've got a bunch of very, very exciting timber horses in the country. Of course, timber racing is loved here in the United States, and it's a spectacle to watch. Like we said, we had great pictures of the overhead shot there, watching those horses running in the countryside and jumping those big fences. It's a spectacle, and you mentioned Doxy Boo there. Of course, he's a very exciting prospect for next year also, winning the International Gold Cup last week for won by Charlie Fenwick. But Kevin, what we didn't mention today was that that there is a $100,000 bonus on offer here today for that Pennsylvania Hunt Cup for a connection with a race that was ran in the spring. Of course, Doxy Boo was the horse that was in line to possibly win that.
Didn't come here today.
He didn't come here today. They took the decision to run him in the International Gold Cup down in Great Meadows over a slightly smaller type of fence. It was the horse's first season over timber, and they felt that it was going forward that it was going to be the best thing for them to do to keep him maybe away from that really big timber until maybe next spring.
And of course, once again emphasising the importance of the horse.
The claim of foul.
We're about to get the result, ladies and gentlemen.
Pennsylvania Hunt Cup. What's the right word? Is not taken down. There is no change in the order.
No change in the result. Darren Nagel nails his 100th winner. He's now 3 winners clear with only 1 weekend left. So no change in the result there. From what I saw, really probably justified, but delighted for Darren. We may or may not get a word with him now after riding his 100th winner, but I'm sure they'll be out here for the celebrations, for the pictures. But you'd have to be delighted. A comrade of yours, a colleague of yours, Darren Nagel, 100 winners on the board, Pennsylvania Hunt Cup. And I'd have to give a big mention to Irv Naylor, a massive supporter of the game, Cyril Murphy, a massive supporter of the game. To come here and win this would be massive for everyone concerned.
Yeah, Kevin, I just, can kind of feel what's going through Darren's, feelings at the moment. I mean, that win with the stewards inquiry and everything puts him, pretty, comfortably ahead now. 3 winners ahead going into next
Sean will
weekend.
have to have 4 winners next weekend.
The ball is really in his court now, so I mean that's got to be a huge relief for him. Of course, he's an emotionless man. We call him the Iceman in the weigh room. Darren doesn't show too much emotion. Pretty cool customer. Thought he gave that horse a fantastic ride there. We didn't want to talk too much about the race, while the stewards inquiry was going on, but Darren, fair play to him. I mean, he got the horses jumping confidently early and gave him a nice patient ride. Waited, and at the end of that 4 miles, I mean, he had enough in reserve to have a nice kick there after the last fence, Kevin.
What's massive, William, we haven't touched on yet, but we'll talk about it now briefly, is you'd have to feel a little bit for Gus Dahl. Of course, this was a spare ride for Darren. He only got maybe 2 hours ago. Gus had a fall in the first race. He's okay, he's healthy. We've been talking to him this afternoon. Very sore after his fall, so decided it was best for the horse to step down. But a word for Gus. Unlucky for Gus today. Got the fall earlier and decided that he wasn't, feeling 100%, and decided to take off his ride on Ebenor. But your heart has to go out to him, because he has had a great association with Ebenor. He'll be very glad for Darren. Darren is a good friend of his. But that just goes to show, Darren Nagel there today picking up that ride 2 hours beforehand, and because if he had a ride in the race, he wouldn't have been able to get on that horse.
He wouldn't have been able to get on that horse, and that goes to show, what he's been doing this season, and he's been riding great winners and been riding very well. To pick up a ride in a big race on a big day, very close to the race, and analyse it so quickly and go out there and ride that horse with confidence, it's just testament to what he's done this year. And lastly, Willie, on what he deserves is he deserves a challenge. But lastly, he's been going to be champion jockey without a big stable attached to him. He's freelanced this whole year, so today is almost the epitome of that. As the light drops on us before the last race of the afternoon, the fact that he only picked up that spare, because that's what he's been doing all year. It's a great achievement, Kevin, and to ride 100 winners as well, is a huge landmark also in a rider's career. But Darren, I mean, he's a great athlete, a great rider, rides with a lot of confidence, and he deserves the championship this year. Wonderful stuff, ladies and gentlemen. We'll let you go here. We'll be back in a couple of minutes just to preview the last race of the afternoon. The flat race going 1.5 miles here at the Pennsylvania Hunt Cup. We've had a wonderful day so far, some wonderful racing, and undoubtedly it's going to culminate with this flat race. We'll be back to you in about 3 minutes.